group pace trucks hit the infield. 8 laps, top 5 to the A. Caleb Henry, Zane DeVault going to bring him down to the green flag. Bryce Lucius, Cap Henry in row 2. Looking on the hammer green out. Brian Sable down there keeping an eye at that chalk line, so we're going to move the front row back. That's going to move Bryce Lucius, Cap Henry to the front row. Excuse me, not Bryce. We're going to move Zane DeVault and Bryce Lucius. Caleb Henry took off too early. He's moved back the inside of row 2. So Zane DeVault, Bryce Lucius. Now your front row, Caleb Henry, Cap Henry, no relation, in row 2. Brandon Spithaler. Aiden Price in row number 3. Here we go. Looking on the loud pedal green out. For Premier Planning Services, heat race number 1 in the turn number 1. Zane DeVault on the inside. Bryce Lucius on the outside. Here comes Caleb Henry. Big run down the backstretch. Side by side with Bryce Lucius. Cap Henry now dives to the inside of Caleb Henry for that 3rd spot. Out front, it's Zane DeVault. Bryce Lucius in 2nd. The Henrys battle for 3rd. Cap in the 3rd spot. Caleb in 4th. Brandon Spithaler in the 5th and final transfer position. Zane DeVault pulling away out front. Bryce Lucius in 2nd. Cap Henry 3rd. Caleb Henry 4th. 5th to Brandon Spithaler right behind them, side by side for the 6th spot. Aiden Price and Cody Brewer. With Tim Schaefer lurking in the 17 GP and DJ Foose rounding out the field. Cross sticks go in the air. 4 laps in, 4 to go. Heat race number 1. Zane DeVault has led from the drop of the green, but here comes Bryce Lucius. Big run to the rear bumper. But Zane DeVault out of turn 4. Cap Henry's moved that big top wing already to the trunk of the 33W. Completely different racetrack from what we saw last night, and it's going to have crew chiefs scrambling to get a setup underneath their machines. Zane DeVault, Bryce Lucius, Cap Henry, Caleb Henry, Brandon Spithaler, your top 5. White flag goes in the air. The doctor's jacket signifying one more time around. Zane DeVault, Bryce Lucius. DeVault rockets off the bottom of turn number 2, down the backstretch one final time. Through turns 3 and 4, picking up the Premier Planning Services heat race win. Zane DeVault, 2nd to Bryce Lucius, 3rd. Cap Henry, Caleb Henry, 4th. Final transfer to Brandon Spithaler. To the B goes Aiden Price, Cody Brewer, Tim Schaefer, and DJ Foose.
Let's see. 45 Devin Borden was having problems earlier in the night. We saw him even after time trials still pushing the car back and forth. Find out here how well the 45 can run. Green flag is out here in all pro cylinder heads. Heat race number 2. Darren Knight and Casey Jedrzejek side by side into turn 1 and 2. Jedrzejek on the outside. Going to have Knight by a nose, but Darren Knight takes back the top spot. Dan McCarron holding off Jordan Ryan as now Ryan goes to the outside with a 25R McCarron and still going to shut the door. The 09 of Craig Mintz, he's holding on to that 5th spot. In front of Devin Borden, the 45 of Borden, trying to gain ground on Stuart Brubaker. He gets by the 14 of Sheffer, now going after Devin Borden. Borden on the outside looking in for a transfer spot held by the 09 of Craig Mintz. Mintz not far behind Jordan Ryan and the 22M of Dan McCarron. Out front though, it's Darren Knight and Casey Jedrzejek. As smoke coming from the 45 of Devin Borden trying to make a move on Mintz for that 4th spot. Craig Mintz in the 4th spot. Here comes Sheffer now trying to go for the 45 of Devin Borden. That battle heats up as Brubaker goes to the inside on Sheffer, not going to get by. 4 down, 4 to run. This time by will be 3 to go for the 7N of Darren Knight. Jedrzejek still in the 2nd spot. Dan McCarron, Jordan Ryan, Craig Mintz as Sheffer, Borden, and Storm Brubaker battling it out for that 5th spot, 6th spot. 6th, 7th, and 8th still up for grabs now as Borden holding off Storm Brubaker, both trying to close back in on the 14 of Keith Sheffer Jr. Out front, Darren Nida has over a half a second advantage over the 11th end of Casey Jedrzejek. White flag in the air one more time around for Darren Nida. Joe Nida Mitz still holding on to that final transfer spot, but then you have Sheffer closing in. Maybe it's a little too late, but taking them all pro heat race. Number 2 is Darren Nida. Casey Jedrzejek. Jacob Gordon Ryan and Craig Mintz going on to the show. Sheffer, Borden, Brubaker, Irwin tonight be main.
That's what I think.
Remoker looking him over and he hit the chalk stripe, green out. Seth Sabo leads the charge into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Cody Boba on the bottom of the racetrack. 3 wide for second. Exiting turn 2. Cale Thomas, the beneficiary of that move, moves into the second spot. Good move for Cale Thomas. Good point battle there as he moves from 4th to the second spot. Seth Sabo pulling away out front. Cody Boba in 3rd. Jonah Amman in 4th. And Chris Andrews the final transfer spot. Brian Speedle, Tanner Tecco, Josh Turner, Kai Harper rounding out the field. Here comes Andrews taking a peek to the inside of Jonah Amman now for the 4th spot down the backstretch. Seth Sabo, though, flying out front of heat race number 3. His lead nearly 2 seconds. Cody Boba put to the rear bumper. Cale Thomas but slides up the racetrack, loses valuable real estate down the backstretch. There's the cross sticks 4 in, 4 to go for Seth Sabo. Cale Thomas, Cody Boba right behind them. A good race for 4th. Jonah Amman, Chris Andrews. Now Brian Sabito going to move up the racetrack to the high line. Seth Sabo, his lead 2.5 seconds now over Cale Thomas, Cody Boba, Jonah Amman, Chris Andrews. Brian Sabito making up ground on Chris Andrews for that final transfer position. Down the back stretch, going to race to the doctor's jacket. Out of turn number 4, 1 lap to go for Seth Sabo. Cale Thomas comfortably in 2nd, Cody Boba in 3rd, 4th, Jonah Amman. Chris Andrews in that 5th and final transfer spot. Brian Sabito trying to hold off Tanner Tecco for the 6th position. Second flag falls for Seth Sabo. 2nd going to go to Cale Thomas, 3rd, Cody Boba. Finishing 4th, Jonah Ahmed, and the final transfer to Chris Andrews to the B. Brian Sabito, Tanner Tecco, Kai Harper, and Josh Turner.
And points that will lock into the dash. That is before this series. Green, Cale Thomas, Cap Henry, top 2 in point. Officially, he's 4. Gurley Jr., Leighton Wagner, green flag is out here in the final heat race. Gurley Jr. going to lead him in turn 1 and 2. Here comes Justin Clark to the inside. He'll make 2 for 1 move. Justin Clark taking the race lead in turn 1 and 2. Trey Jacobs to the outside, going to get by TJ Michael, going for Leighton Wagner, get by Wagner as well. First it was Justin Clark with a 2 for 1 move in 1 and 2. Trey Jacobs now 2 for 1 in 3 and 4, now going after Van Gurley Jr. for that 2nd spot. Leighton Wagner right there behind him as they still side by side for 3rd. Trey Jacobs on the top side now, going to try and go around both of them yet again, gets the run out of 2 to hold on to 3rd. Leighton Wagner back to the inside. Side by side now slides up in front. Here comes TJ Michael to the fray. TJ Michael sitting in at 5th spot. Final transfer spot. Here comes Greg Wilson to join that mix as well. Trey Jacobs to the inside on Leighton Wagner for 3rd. Wagner holds on to 4th, but now TJ Michael goes to the inside for that 4th spot. Greg Wilson on the outside looking in, but not far behind. This battle for 4th and 5th. Caution flag is out. So that's a 10C of the play sag. Stop there for turn 3, 4. I'd heal a little bit here if we finish the 2nd in this heat race. So green flag back out. Van Gurley Jr. looking to hold off Trey Jacobs for that second spot. Jacobs going to go to the outside there on Van Gurley Jr. and take over the second spot. So Van Gurley Jr. in the third spot, Leighton Wagner in fourth. TJ Michael right now holding off the final spot, but Greg Wilson not far behind of TJ Michael for that final transfer spot. Now TJ goes to the inside of Leighton Wagner, not going to get by him. This time by 2 laps to go here in your fourth and final heat race. Justin Clark leading the way as Leighton Wagner still holding off the 19 of TJ Michael. TJ Michael goes to the inside, still in 1 and 2, not going to get by the 38 of Leighton Wagner. Greg Wilson has the best spot in the house watching this battle as the white flag is in the air. Greg Wilson might have one shot if he can get up to the bumper of these two drivers as they still go at it. TJ Michael still can't get by, but out of 4, Justin Clark going to win home battle race 4. Trey Jacobs, Van Gurley, Leighton Wagner, TJ Michael holds on Greg Wilson.